Hello and welcome, my Billy Goat Wrestlers. It's SJB here, and you guys probably know that a Dart Monkey can pop through more than one Bloon. You probably know that a Dart Monkey can pop through more than 2 Bloons. You probably know that a Dart Monkey can pop 3 Bloons in a single shot. But after that, he cannot keep up. That's the max popping power that a single low-level Dart Monkey has. So my question to you guys is who is the most massive popping power tower in all of Bloons Tower Defense 6? Think it out for as long as you need to. But today we're going to go over the top tier, highest poppers in the game, and or can we get a single tower to pop 1,000,000 Bloons in a single shot? It should be noted that we're in sandbox mode right now, and what I want to talk about is what a single shot actually is, because that does actually help us understand whether or not we're successful or not. So a single shot is either a single projectile shooting out and jumping around, doing what it needs to do, but just a single projectile. For example, I picked something that's sort of goofy here. One single boomerang shot does, 100 pops or so. That's a pretty good amount. But I don't want to just talk about 100, I don't want to talk about 1,000, I want to talk about up into the millions. Who is the most million popper in the entire game? Well, right from the get-go, I'm going to tell you guys that we can cheat. We can cheat the system. We can get a Druid of the Jungle. We can send out these magical invisible Bloons. I'll just send out, 15 of them. And every single one of these invisible Bloons that we end up popping here is going to be worth about 1,000,000 pops. Look at this. We're just insta-killing them. We get 1,000,000 pops per. Oh, we cheated the system! But of course, these Bloons don't really exist in the real game. It doesn't make sense to have that actually happen here. We can't actually get 15 million pops just like that. So instead, we have to talk about what happens if we send out real Bloons, real ceramics, real Moabs, real Zomogods, real DDTs. Who is the best popper in all of Bloons Tower Defense 6? By the end of this video, you guys will know the answer. Right from the get-go, I'm letting you guys know we can skip a lot of towers because we just look at them. We could say Ultra Jug, Plasma Monkey Fan Club, Crossbow Master. None of these guys are like fantastic, but if we had to pick somebody, it would be the Ultra Jug, right? I mean, if we send out 999 ceramics, you can see how much pops we actually do per shot. Maybe in the thousands or whatnot, whatever. It's nothing great. We can do something fancy here. Instead of sending out with a spacing of 1, we can send out a spacing of 0 and bulk these guys up even more fancily. So when we send out a big chunk of 999 ceramics all in one shot, well, what do we do? I mean, only a couple thousand pops per shot. I want more than that. I think we can do bigger. I think we can do better. We've got like 10K, but I think we can get way bigger. Do you think Super John Bombo is super cool and awesome? Well, make sure you use his creator support code. It supports him a lot. So there's a lot of unique and interesting tower and tower combinations in this game, and one of the weirder ones in the game is definitely Glaive Lord, because he's got this infinite revolving glaive around him. So if we send out a crap ton of ceramics, what does this say? What does this say about our guy? It says, look at this. 3 special glaives that shred anything that comes near. Anything! What? Anything? Well, this doesn't look like anything's getting shredded right now. This is looking pretty freaking terrible. If you look at his pop count, I mean, it's good and all that, but it's still like 1,000 max per second. That's terrible. So I want to mention really quickly that buffs are possible to use in this game. Obviously, we can overclock, we can get homeland defense to happen, we can use the perma-brew and all that stuff to make things happen better or more ridiculous. But if we're only getting 10,000 or 100,000 pops per shot, that's really nothing fancy yet. We want to get to the millions. So the question is, can the Gigantosaur, and yes, I'm pronouncing him that way, actually do a good job? And it looks like he's getting about 15,000 pops per shot. I mean, that's not bad in any which way. If we try to do it against Moabs or something like that, will that change at all? Not really. It's okay, but it's nothing ridiculous. So, yeah, Beast Handler, sadly, not the most significant popper in the game. Extra large Trap gets interesting with the Engineer because he can insta-kill things, and insta-killing is one of the keys to making sure you get the highest pop count that you possibly can out of your tower. So if we throw these guys up here, you're going to see, why is this not throwing down a trap? Do you think Super John Bobo's not super cool and not super awesome? Well, make sure you use his creator support code so he can actually be a little cooler and a little more awesome. You will see a pretty significant jump in popping power. We got 15,000 pops in a single one of these things. But can we get bigger? So it just so happens that the highest round that I have ever been to, and this was done legit, by the way, no cheating, has been 779 in Bloons Tower Defense 6. So the question is, do Zomogods on round 779 give us more pops? And absolutely it does, and right from the get-go, Engineer. Like 17 million pops in a single shot? Oh, that is amazing, dude. And he can do it multiple times right in a row. That is cool. Engineer, toppest, tierest tower in the game. 17 million in a single shot. Can anybody beat that? I mean, admittedly, there's some pretty freaking good towers in BTD6. You would imagine that the super mines would be one of the best. But even with bajillions of ceramics coming out here, we're actually going to hit our pop limit on super mines, and he's only getting about 20,000 per mine or so. That's not that great. So now is about the time where I want to talk about crashes. Crashes are kind of a part of BTD6, but not really. Realistically, if you're going to crash the game in any significant way, you have to say that that is probably not really possible. But if you can crash the game but still look at the pop count, that means it did indeed happen before it ended up crashing. So I don't know what the footwork is to decide whether or not it actually happened or it isn't happening, but if I see the number, I'm going to say, yes, that actually happened, because it happened before the crash. So when I said a lot of rainbow balloons against the Spirit of the Forest here, question is, can we actually look at our pop count here and see what we're getting out of this guy for every second? This is one of our first infinite pierces. We're already getting some lag here, and I'm already seeing the little blue rainbow, or the little blue spinny circle here that's saying Windows is saying this cannot keep up. You may end up crashing. Oh no! We could crash! Woo! We were able to actually get into the Spirit of the Forest here, and you can see his pop count is actually not that great. We're getting like 30,000 per, which is I mean, just nothingness compared to millions that we got with the extra large trap here. So, yeah, I mean, even if I send out more balloons, I have a very strong feeling I'd crash, so he's garb to me. He's just straight garb. There's a lot of towers we could just say, yep, we're not even going to touch them. None of these guys are going to do even anything remotely good here, but we do have an Alchemist. Now, you might be thinking, what Alchemist, Chris, could possibly get a lot of pops with a single shot? And I think you know the answer. The Bloon Master Alchemist. So he's really cool because if we send out a bunch of his Oh My Gods here, you can see his pop count go from 0 to 31,000. Okay, that doesn't seem that special. But again, it's an insta-kill on whatever high round tower we can send out. Now, I, again, have 779 unlocked, so other people might not be able to get this number. But if you have an even higher round, this would be even higher. So we're going to clear out his pop count. We're going to send out 2 Oh My Gods. We're going to see what can we get out of this guy. 0, evidently, because we're missing. Uh-oh, is this going to be a missing problem here? I don't really like that. Hit it. Get it. We missed again. Uh-oh. Bloon Master Alchemist? Oh, and he hits. He lands with a 33,965,000 pops in a single freaking shot. The new record. The new King of Kings. Is there anybody that can best the Bloon Master Alchemist? Let's try to find out together, my friends. I honestly don't know the best way to show off a lot of towers, but these would be the towers that I would think would do a significantly good job to pop in a single shot, but nothing absolutely insane. We've got 3 good abilities here. We've got the Wizard Lord Phoenix, who blows crap up hardcore. We've got the Tech Terror, or rather the Anti-Bloon, who can insta-kill a lot of balloons, but even if we use that ability, it's not going to insta-kill everything. And we've also got this artillery battery thing, and when we use that ability, it should affect a lot of balloons on the screen here. Hopefully it doesn't crash. Uh-oh, looks like it wants to crash. Hey, we didn't crash, but we got 364,000 pops with this guy. We used his ability, we got 1,000,000 pops, and that was not all in one ability, but that's not bad. And we got 773,000 with our pop and awe, which also isn't bad, but just about caused the game to crash. So out of these 3, Anti-Bloon wins, but still 1,000,000 pops compared to our 38 mil. I mean, is that even anything to write about here? Now I want to touch on Super Monkeys really quickly, because I think a lot of people are going to probably say, true Sun God, Chris, he's the master of disaster, and he'll pop everything! But the reason that he's good is that he pops things very consistently with a lot of projectiles shooting all over the place. And that's not really a single shot, and even if he does do that, he's not going to get a million pops with a single shot. He's just not that powerful. And then you go to Legend of the Night, and you realize, well, Legend of the Night does actually do a crap ton of infinite stoppage. I mean, if we set it around 779 here, I'll show it off just because I have to freaking do it, man. 779 here. We sent out, I don't know, what do you guys want? Let's set out 999 DDTs. And he warped them out of existence. But he got 13,000 pops because he didn't pop them. He just warped them into nothingness. They're in space right now or something, or a different universe or a different galaxy, who knows, but they didn't get popped. Now this is an interesting one. The Ray of Doom. Is it have infinite pierce? Can we just go through a crap ton of ceramics? Let's add a bunch of ceramics here and just see what we can do. So, of course, I'm expecting pop count to be sort of weird here, but if we look at this pop count, he's like maxed out like 25,000 or so. I mean, he shoots really quick and everything, but he's still maxing out for sure. He's good, but he doesn't cut what we want. I think we can completely ignore Helipilot. Apache Prime is good, but it's a fast shooter that just does a decent amount of damage. It's not like an insta-killer or anything. But now we get to the water towers, and this is where things... Ooh, let's do Monkey Ace first. This is a tower that could possibly be one of the answers to our problems. So we're going to set out just around 100. We're going to set out a bunch of BFBs. A bunch of BFBs. As many as I can possibly handle on the screen at the same time. In fact, for the next, like, 5 minutes, I'm just going to set out some BFBs. I'm going to see... Hopefully we don't crash. Hopefully we can see our pop count here. Just see what the heck happens with the Tsar Bomba ability. And how many pops can we get with this guy? Oh, baby, I'm getting excited here. So it seems like, unfortunately, the Tsar Bomba maxed out around 14, a little under 15 million pops with his Tsar Bomba ability. So he does actually have a max pierce or max damage that he can do with a single ability, which is kind of sad, but it does kind of make sense. But 15 million, man, right now, that is not the highest amount. Now, there are 2 water towers that can do insta-kills. So, of course, we're going to do the very same thing we've done in previous rounds like this. We're going to set out the highest round that we have unlocked here. We're going to send out a Oh My God. Let's set out just 2 Oh My Gods and 2 BFBs. And then we're going to go for our insta-kill. Kablooey! And we got 19,530,000 pops with a single shot here. Everything else is negligible. I mean, look, even though we're attacking here, we've done like a couple thousand pops. But 19 million is good, but it still is not the highest amount. We have 2 other towers that have bested us. Subs are another very interesting tower because we have Preemptive Strike, which just automatically attacks any Moabs coming in right from the get-go, but it does not do insta-kills. So if we send out 999 Moabs, but on round 779, it does not matter that they are stronger, they won't get killed. It's just going to do the same amount of damage here. And it took a long time to do it, but we got 750,000. Now, if we send this out on around 100, it's going to do the exact same thing. Let's reset our pop count again, send out 999 Moabs. We get 250 with us. So actually, it did go up a reasonable amount there. That is kind of interesting. But let's check it out against BFBs or Oh My Gods, because I think that will be a much better understanding of how many pops this guy can actually land here. Because for sure, he can't pop these Oh My Gods. And in one single shot, we get 749. Yeah, so we maxed out there with Oh My Gods instead of Moabs. And that is not a bad number, but still nothing close to our max 10 or 20 or 38 millions we've seen before. So I'm just going to be straight with you guys. Tax shooters, we don't even need to talk about. There's no chance. Even Super Maelstrom, there's just no chance. Ice towers, there's just no chance. Even with an absolute 0 here, you got to do something ridiculous, and you're going to crash the game with an absolute 0 with that many Bloons on the screen. And then sadly, the same thing with the Glue Storm. I have done this many times in the past, but when you end up using a Glue Storm on bajillions of Bloons all over the place, if you have a Glue Soak and Corrosive Glue, the Corrosive Glue will do damage. And if you have a batrillion Bloons on the screen, yes, it will do a good amount of damage, but it's still going to be less than 1 million for sure. Usually it's in the 30 to 50,000 range. So I'm just going to say we don't even need to show it. And that leaves us with 1 tower left. The cannon. This is an interesting one, because you would think about it, you're like, okay, a Bloon Crush? Yeah, maybe, but no. Mob Eliminator? No. But Bomb Blitz deals much more damage and gains a passive Bomb Storm ability. Can we beat the Alchemist with a Bomb Storm ability? So the way this actually ends up working is, let's put this guy on Monkey Lane. This Bomb Blitz hiding in the corner down here. We're going to send out a red balloon first. The red balloon is going to... Oh, no. The Moab is going to start our ability, so let's go for another Moab, because we got road spikes in the way. And then when this actually pops, it's going to blow up the entire screen, do tons of damage to mostly everything on the screen. It's going to insta-kill Moabs and BFBs, but it does not affect or hurt Oh My Gods and Bats enough to actually make them work. We don't want to send those out. We want to just go for what we can actually insta-kill here. That means we're going to go for BFBs. Unfortunately, this is pretty lag-tastic, so we have to wait for this red balloon right here to scope through the entirety of the map, sneak through before we activate our ability. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take a break on BFBs for a little while. I'm going to start sending them out a bunch again at the end of all this. We want to see, do they all get insta-killed, and what is the pop count of our cannon after everything gets insta-killed? So let's make sure we reset this puppy and get this all going for you guys. Oh, look at the bottom of the screen. That red balloon's about to sneak through. Oh, crap. Look at this. We're starting an animation. Whoop, 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 whoop. Are we going to crash? Uh-oh. I see the crash symbol. Oh, no. This was my biggest worry. It was just going to crash right from the get-go. We wouldn't even see our pop count. Dang. I was hoping we'd just insta-kill the BFBs, just have them all disappear, and that's not that much actual work, but I don't know. I'm feeling a little fearful here. I've decided to give another shot with some less balloons this time around. Red balloon's about to sneak through right now. Question is, can we not crash this time? Oh, it's getting slow. Oh, we got... Okay. Okay. So we got 15,734,250 pops. The question is, are we actually going to kill them all? Oh! Oh, snap! It went through the ability a little further. And we got 75,274,000 pops. That is the largest pop count that we have ever seen to date. That is about double what the Alchemist was giving us. Oh, and he did it legit, too. I kind of want to see if I can go for 100 mil, though. I have to try one more time. It took a long time, but I'm willing to wait. All right, I'm ready to call it. I gave this one a full 10 minutes, and it's still just got the little blue circle around my finger here where it's saying it's loading, and it's, like, ready to crash, but just hasn't officially crashed yet. So I'm going to give it 5 more minutes, and then if it's still doing this and hasn't at least shown the first number, I think I got to call it, guys. Dang. Looks like we just got to sit with our 75 million pops in a single shot for now. But I will say it was a good, well-fought battle. If you guys enjoyed this really weird concept of a video, and if you realize that I've done something very similar in the past, that's okay. We're having fun, because it's the future now. It's the present now. Or is it the future? It's the future when you guys watch this, but it's also the present. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed, press that like button, hit that subscribe button. Of course, have a super duper delicious day.